Welcome back to another episode of Raving and Reviewing. My name is R, and this is my co-host V.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Today we're back reviewing another episode of Marvel's Hawkeye, Episode 3, Echoes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the best episodes so far
Oh, yeah.
of any Marvel MCU show.
Of any Marvel MCU, I know. It was fun. It was, heartwarming. There was really good fight scenes, decent humor. So, yeah, I think I had it all.
I think all of the shows had the one big standout episode, and I think this might be it for Hawkeye.
Yeah, I agree. I think they kind of threw everything they could in this one, and it all worked to a certain extent.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the relationship between Kate and Clint.
Yeah, you know what I noticed? Like the whole episode was kind of surrounded in two parts. One was just Echo and her backstory, right? Like the villain, as far as we're concerned for the time being, and then them two, right? And them kind of just learning to work with each other. And there's that one scene where Hawkeye turns off his earpiece while Kate is talking. I thought it was
that was funny.
Yeah,
that was really good.
I liked how they're playing not only just like the action stuff, but even the humor off of each other. It kind of makes the relationship really fun to watch.
Yeah, I think that's done really well, and it's like we've gotten very little Hawkeye throughout the last 10 years about that he's been around and stuff. And he has witty lines here and there, like he jokes with Wanda like a few times.
Yeah.
And like Black Widow, but like he's not saying too much. But here it's like he's being funny. And I don't know if he's meaning to be, but it's just like naturally funny.
Yeah. He's kind of like the old dude trying to understand today's kids, like this generation. It's good. It's working for me.
I mean, it reminds me of like, I guess like the old man has to take care of the kid, Last of Us kind of a thing.
Okay.
But then you actually really enjoy both of them. Like like him being an old grump. He's not really actually an old grump. Like I think he's past that. When he was Ronin, he was like he doesn't care about anything, even though that's wrong because he's fighting crime the whole time. So it didn't really make sense. But no, I think he's still like looking out for everyone, and like he's got the dynamic of with his kids. He's got to be back for Christmas, and that phone call was
sad.
Was sad, yeah.
It was like when you think about it, this is probably like his first Christmas like back with his kids because he's been in the Avengers and the blip happened, right? Like he probably hasn't had a lot of Christmases with his kids,
No, not recently, and not with probably that younger one.
Right. So it kind of sucks that now that he has all this time and he can kind of sort of retire, he still has this like hero mentality of, well, no, now Kate is my responsibility, right?
Yeah.
Because I've done a bad thing and now she could possibly take the fall for it. And then, he's still stuck in that sort of phase where he's like, okay, I'm going to fix this and then I'll be able to enjoy my life.
Yeah, so I think it sucks he got mixed up in this, and it's like he's not really he doesn't really need to be involved. Like he could have left.
He could have, but he's a hero. He's an Avenger at the
end, right? I don't even like. I think like if he didn't see that stuff on the news about Ronin, he wouldn't even have shown up.
Yeah, and I think there's also a certain amount of guilt because his time as Ronin obviously is a very dark period. I don't think he like was a good guy then. Obviously, he killed Echo's dad, and I mean, I don't know what the reasons are behind it. Obviously, the dad was involved with someone we're going to talk about a little bit later, but I think he feels guilty about the things he did as Ronin. So part of him is also staying because he doesn't want this girl who doesn't know anything about what Ronin had done, has no connection to it, is getting mixed up in this. So I think guilt is also keeping him back there.
Yeah, so then it brings in the character Echo. He kills Echo's father during that time, I guess.
Right.
At least 5 years ago or so.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe even I don't know
Never
when.
see him kill the dad, right?
Yeah, it's not really shown of like, is that he actually Ronin or not?
Yeah. That's yeah. Maybe
But
it
it is
was
someone in a suit.
probably is Ronan. Okay.
But it's interesting, like, is this Jack guy who's been obsessed with the sword and the suit. Why was he at the auction? It's because he wants his suit back.
His suit, yeah.
Was that Jack's suit originally? Or
Oh, you
something?
think Ronan was Jack before it was like the suit was Jack's before it was
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, that's interesting. It's interesting because remember last time when we were talking, we said that the mom probably has a lot to do with everything that's going on. And in this episode, the mom was not even, I mean, Jack wasn't really in it until the last scene, but the mom was nowhere to be seen in this episode, right? Like, I don't.
Yeah, she's not in the episode at all.
Right. So I'm like, I was kind of rooting for her to be semi a bad guy. Like, I thought it was going to be a Moira situation, but no, I don't know anymore. There's like, what, 3 more episodes left?
Yeah, we're halfway done.
We're halfway done.
Yeah, it's interesting where we're gonna go because the episode ends with Hawkeye in their house.
Yeah.
And he gets caught by Jack, and he's got the whole Ronin sword like in his face.
In his face, yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, I will bring the arrow comparisons in now. I'd say Jack is Ra's al Ghul.
Okay. I mean, kind of. He has the goat beard,
creepy mustache. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
okay. Not he doesn't have Hawkeye like the presence Arrow. On screen. Maybe.
Hawkeye. No, not Liam Neeson Ra's al Ghul. I'm talking about Arrow Ra's al Ghul.
Oh.
No one could beat the Liam Neeson one.
Okay. Yeah, I was just to say this doesn't really have the present.
No, but I think like maybe Hawkeye was trained by Ronin of that time or some kind of assassins of groups or someone related to that.
Is this the first time Jack and Ronin or Jack and Clint are meeting?
It's assumed. I mean, she's brought up that
like in the show.
In the show, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because she mentions in the drive they're like in a taxi or something driving back to her apartment, or they're driving to the mom's apartment. She's like, "It's Jack. He killed her. He gave me the butterscotch."
The butterscotch, and he's like, "What the hell is she talking about?"
She's like, "That doesn't really add up."
Yeah. So you're right, because that is an interesting scene to cut off at. Like that is the absolute last scene of the series, of the episode rather, and it's weird that they picked like they didn't even kind of focus on his reaction from what I remember, right?
It's kind of like he was hesitant to like there's a sword in your face. What are you gonna do?
Right. So maybe they've known each other. Maybe he trained him,
or maybe it was anonymous. They don't know each other personally, but he was the one that trained him, or he took over the role from him, or something.
Okay, could be.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Because why it was never clear in Endgame why he just like turns into a ninja. And there's also like we don't ever have Hawkeye origin story. We haven't seen that of
this is it, I suppose.
He got trained. Yeah, exactly. Like I was actually expecting when we were starting this series, we would copy the Arrow situation of where we have flashbacks of him. Each episode with him.
I'm kind of glad they didn't do that though.
Like who he murdered in Endgame relates to what's going to happen now, which kind of happened here.
A little bit, yeah.
Slightly with Echo. Yeah. What do you think about Echo?
I like her. That little girl who played her was so freaking adorable. Oh my god. Perfectly casted.
Yeah, that was really well done.
Looks like her as a little kid. She's so cute. But I think she has a potential to be a really like badass villain, but I don't think she's gonna be, because when you see her backstory, there's a really sympathetic element to it. So I think
not a bad guy.
No, I don't think she's gonna be a bad guy. I think she's gonna be like someone who's gonna realize that okay, I'm on the wrong path. Maybe I'm hoping that Hawkeye isn't the one who killed her dad. Otherwise, they're going to have a pretty big conflict in the show, obviously. And then I don't know if I'd root for Hawkeye. right? Like he killed this man who seems, in all intents and purposes, like he's doing everything for his family. So I don't know. That could
I
get
think that she, I guess, will have to decide. I mean, I don't know. She seems like she's in charge of the tracksuit mafia.
yeah.
And they listen to her. They know, she knows they're dumb. Like she's like, or the other guy, Kazi, was
Like
like,
they
they
didn't
didn't.
even learn. Yeah.
It's like they're not going to learn ASL. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think they're they're mobsters. They're not gonna learn sign language
Yeah.
for you.
And yeah, in a couple of it's not happening, ladies.
It is interesting. I mean, the actress was not in it too much. I mean, it was a
Too
focus on
much.
her, but she actually is
No.
a deaf in real
Person?
life. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Oh wow. I did not know that. I did
yeah.
think interesting that she cut like the tape she had on Hawkeye so that he could do sign, and then he like completely failed her. He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
not doing that great. Just
yeah.
come on.
She and that kind of like ruined it for them. She should have left him tied up.
Yeah, yeah. Then he escaped, right? I think that was the main like this episode. So much fun to watch each and every action
Mm-hmm.
like scene that happened. From the fight with him and Echo. That was fun. I thought that was done well.
Mm-hmm.
It was choreographed well. I think she was good and she could keep, her own until he got her at the end. But and then of course like the car chase scene was so much fun to watch. Man,
Yeah,
that's the
especially the first
best I've seen.
minute, 2 minutes, where
Yeah.
the camera's in the back seat and it like swirls around. I really like that.
It looked cool. It looked cool. And I also
Mhm.
like they use this as like a way to introduce all these like trick arrows and all these fun that he had.
Yeah,
That was good. That was good.
yeah, I like that. They get to see like other variety of stuff that like
Yeah,
he
they kind
normally
of did like a
has,
roll call to all the arrows he had in his tool belt, which is cool. I like that.
and he's got four more powerful ones.
Yeah, yeah. It's good. It
And
was it
shout
was
out to
much.
Pim Tech.
I did see that. Actually, you pointed it out later, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't catch it the first time either. I was like, I don't know what happened, but there was a big explosion, and then I saw it was pointed out that it's like a Pim
Yeah. Arrow.
branded arrow tip. So it
Yeah.
made his the other arrow like huge and made a big explosion, which is cool.
Yeah. No more Iron Man gadgets. It's all Hank now.
Yeah.
Which is sad actually. Oh,
Which is
man.
another thing he mentions in the car ride. He's like,
Yeah.
it kind of would suck if there's a bunch of Avengers shit just hanging out around the world right
Yeah.
now.
He's like, it
And
makes me uneasy, right?
yeah. So it's gonna be interesting, like when they find out like somebody like a Wilson Fisk
How
is using some Avengers
about
tech. That
that?
I mean, it's being teased.
So
Whose
heavy.
whose
It's not
hand was that?
a joke.
Whose
It was
hand is that?
freaking, that's Kingpin. Come on. That laugh.
A laugh in his hand.
Laugh. If they are playing with us, I'm not watching any other Marvel show. That's me. So you know how I feel about like he is one of my favorites. Wilson Fisk is such a good. Then I hope it's the same guy. I'll be so freaking upset if it's not the same guy. That just cannot happen.
No,
Like
I think it's
the
100% the same
Daredevil.
actor. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be the Daredevil Wilson Fisk. And but then I was thinking about this, right? Like Daredevil is quite a dark show. Like it doesn't have that many like lighthearted moments. Actually, I don't think I remember
I mean, the
seeing
lighthearted moments was him and Foggy just hanging out,
Foggy.
goofing
Yeah.
around. But then he's like a
Yeah.
dick to Foggy after a while.
Right. They kind of I guess the last few seasons weren't as like lighthearted as the first one. But I'm like, how would Wilson Fisk, this crazy, like psychotic, pretty much serial killer who's gone to prison and like, how is he gonna fit into this like kind of a Christmas story? Right? Like I don't know if there's gonna be like a good because Wilson Fisk is a scary dude. Right?
Yeah.
Like he could literally kill somebody with like a car door, like we saw. So I don't know. I don't know if he'll fit into this kind of lighthearted, like, oh, like he can't hear me, so we're just gonna have a conversation that's passing each other, the one that Hawkeye and Kate had in the subway. That was funny. And they have a lot of little funny moments. I know you didn't really like the when they went to like that little medieval festival and like what was it, second episode?
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, but that's like, to me, that's like Flash funny, like campy, sort of cringy funny.
I think if Flash did it, they would have done a better job, honestly.
Probably. The humor in Flash wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It could be bad sometimes, though.
Like season 1 and 2, they did a real great job of like the humor and cringe level.
Yeah, it was
like
it was
this is like something
lighthearted.
that was in Supergirl, honestly.
Yeah. But like, how would this crazy psychotic person fit into this show?
I mean, it's like the same as like how did Thanos work, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I mean, he wasn't that dark. He just like
humor.
was menacing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there really like a dark villain like that in any of MCU? Not really.
Not really. Yeah, I guess Thanos is really the only one. So I guess he just wouldn't participate in the humor. I can see that happening. That's fine.
I mean, the thing is this the same?
No, it's okay. You've convinced me. It'll be fine. He'll be great in it. I'm excited. Okay. Let's not think too deep into this. Let's just be excited that maybe finally one of the theories that we had as fans is going to come true.
No, I'm just saying, is it the same Netflix storyline continued? Or is it just like different universe, different thing?
I don't care.
Yeah,
same actor, I don't care.
That is true. Yeah, it doesn't matter, honestly. It's like Jonah Jameson.
Exactly.
He's in Spider-Man Far From Home. At the end of the movie, he was just there.
Oh, yes. He's just
same actor, flipped out. Yeah, he just shows up and it's like
flipped out. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be such a cool thing to see this guy that we know loves playing this character to have the chance to do it again. So
yeah, he's been tweeting, he's doing interviews. Yes. Like, man, I love this character. I'd love to do it forever. And it's like he's like in tweets about like rumors he will show up in episode 4 like 6 months ago. He liked those tweets. And
so you think it's gonna be episode 4? Don't get me excited like this.
People are saying episode 4 or 5. So
okay,
I don't know why they would wait. Like I mean, like they did have the crazy thing in WandaVision where they showed Quicksilver and it's like, what are they doing? It turned into nothing. So I don't want to 100% get my hopes up of like
I know
doing something cool.
Too late though. I'm actually super excited. Yeah. After I saw the hand, I didn't notice it the first time around.
No, not at all. No.
The second time
I noticed it when they said, "Who's your uncle?" Or like, we gotta make sure your uncle will be upset.
The second episode.
In this episode, when Kazi's like, you better keep your name out of the shot or to stay hidden. You don't want your uncle to find out about this.
Yeah.
And that kind of like alerted me like, oh, there's somebody else bigger involved.
Yeah.
And that's where I thought like, oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely Wilson Fisk because he's involved with Echo.
Yeah.
And
wasn't it you that told me that in the comic books, she is like Maya Lopez is actually Wilson Fisk's adopted daughter or something like that?
Yeah, which is essentially what happened here, right? Her father died, so
her father died and uncle like stepped in.
Yeah.
Man, this is happening. There's no way it wouldn't. How would it not? There's a comic book reference. There's the actual actor liking tweets. You hear his laugh in this, and it really sounds like him. I'm going to flip a shit once he shows. I'm excited. Oh my god!
You know the other crazy thing?
What?
So where that episode, where the auction happened in episode 1 or 2?
Yeah.
Episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
You know where that is?
No, I don't.
It is filmed in the same location as where he stayed in the hotel prison in season 3.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, like
it's filmed real life New York filmed.
Okay.
Like it was filmed in the same building, I guess.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I thought like it's supposed like in their universe, it's supposed to be the same thing.
No, I think it was called like the President Hotel or something in season 3, or the presidential building or something, and he turned that into like he was in prison, but he was just living in like some crazy penthouse.
Yeah, he just couldn't leave.
Yeah, essentially, and then like this was on the same street and building and stuff they're filming in, which is interesting. So like, oh, maybe he just owns this place. That's why.
Yeah,
they're doing it here.
The other thing, right? If Fish is going to show up, right? You think maybe Matt Murdock might make like a cameo?
I don't know. I mean, I'd say they save that for Spider-Man.
Yeah. I guess everyone
is.
Yeah. Marvel is the freaking worst. They just, I don't know who is spewing out all these theories, but they haven't been fulfilled thus far, right? Nothing crazy that's been fulfilled. So I don't want to get my hopes up, but like this one, I'm like 90% sure it's gonna happen.
There was some like headline of like Kevin Feige's like, you have no idea how many cameos we're putting into Spider-Man. So people are like, Daredevil for sure, maybe Wilson Fisk.
Yeah.
But for this, I don't know. Who knows? This rumor.
You think he'll show up in Spider-Man? He was the villain in Into the Spider-Verse. Oh my god, I'm excited for another thing. Can we stop? We gotta stop. Can you imagine if this? Maybe that's why he's liking it. I could be okay with him not showing up for Hawkeye because he was gonna show up for Spider-Man. I'll take him showing up for both. But
Spider-Man is getting too crazy because you already got like Venom plus
Spider-Man, Venom.
But then the problem is like this week more Mobius. Jared Leto had like some interview and he's like, did you see the post-credit scene of Venom or something? He has like had something and he's like teasing that he's gonna be in No Way Home or something. Maybe it was fake. And I was like, no way.
So. I don't want him in there. I can't stand Jared Leto. I cannot stand that man. He was the worst Joker, and I didn't even see them.
We actually thought the trailer looked fine for the new one.
Oh yeah, that didn't look bad. What was it, Morbius or?
Yeah, Morbius.
Yeah, whatever. I don't like his acting too much, so I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, we're gonna be excited for that. It's only 2 weeks away. I mean, next week we're gonna see this week's episode. Hopefully, he shows up. If not next week.
If not next week. Yeah, that's it. Then there's one more episode left, and he can't show up in the last one unless it's a setup for season 2.
It could be a Kang situation. I mean, Kang did show up in Loki, so that did surprise us.
That theory was right. Yeah, that's true. Well, he didn't. Did he show up?
That was Kang at the end. I mean.
Oh yeah, at the end. Oh my god, yes. Totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm excited. I've enjoyed this for sure. And I think, man, I'll be disappointed if it's not him.
I know. I think we got so hyped up. And I'm always the one telling you not to get excited because all these theories are, half of them are BS. But
we're just going to get Elaine.
You think? It's just what's her name? Francine Contest, whatever.
Valentina,
not Vanessa.
Yeah, I mean, they'll show up for sure.
Oh, God. It feels so out of place. I feel like Hawkeye is just its own thing. I feel like I'm not even watching a Marvel show. It feels like a movie.
It does feel like it's filmed like a movie. It's filmed
right. It feels much better than the other shows. And I think that also like it's like in a realistic place, which makes sense because Hawkeye is like, he doesn't have really any superpowers. He's just a really good archer. So I think I like that it's kind of like a normal movie feel to it.
I mean, it's also filmed in real places versus like most of Loki was probably in CGI.
Yeah, that's true. Same with Wanda, right? They're in like
New Jersey.
Era, and it's clearly a set where they are because the show is, yeah, I don't know.
You think that was mostly a set? I mean, it was just New Jersey. I don't know where they filmed it. Probably Georgia.
It was definitely a set. I think a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what else was there? Oh, I guess Falcon and the Winter Soldier was pretty realistic.
But we were disappointed.
We were very disappointed. The writing wasn't as great. Especially the ending. They fell flat on the ending, which I hope doesn't happen here.
Yeah. Do you think that Echo would hold her own show?
I haven't really. I feel like we haven't seen her enough to say that. Like I said, I think the writing was fun, but I don't.
I mean, she is getting her own show. That's what I'm saying. Like.
Oh, she is okay.
Yeah. Can she pull off a whole show with no talking?
I mean, other people will talk, so I don't really mind that.
True.
I'll learn some sign language out of it, so I'm excited about that because we're definitely gonna be watching.
Yeah, I did see actually they got like somebody train like Kaylee Steinfeld.
Oh, to do sign.
And like Clint to like learn a little bit to like communicate with her.
Yeah.
Which I guess is needed, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. I like Haley in this a lot too. I think we talked about how like she was like the perfect amount of annoying in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they're sitting like outside like Chinatown waiting, I guess, for the doctor.
Yeah.
She's like texting him. She's like, "It's a good thing you're not Hawk ear. You're just Hawkeye."
Yeah, I saw that.
Funny. I like that. I was like, she's good. And what did you say that when we were talking about this outside of the podcast? You made like a comment.
Arrow comment. Another Arrow comment. She's Thea from Arrow, but not annoying. It's like who Thea should have been.
Yeah, the Thea we wanted an Arrow. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, so essentially Thea is always a bitch. Since episode 1.
Yeah,
and then she turns into an archer.
Yeah, and she was still
exactly, yeah, and then but like she's enjoying it, so like Haley Steinfeld is doing a great job, and I keep calling her Seinfeld because I watch Seinfeld like every day.
Is it not Seinfeld? I thought it was Seinfeld.
It's Steinfeld.
It's Steinfeld. Okay, well, whatever.
Close enough.
Yeah, but all in all, I think one of my favorite episodes. Really excited, and if Wilson Fisk doesn't come, I am boycotting Marvel. That's all I have to say on the matter. Too hype.
Boycotted after Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. Oh no. We're definitely gonna go see. When I say boycott, I mean like just not watch their movies when nothing new is on. So like not rewatch Thor for the 100th time. That's what I mean. I'm still watching the new stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Anti-boycott, boycott.
Oh God. But yeah, I'm excited now. I hope that they end this well, and if they're doing a season 2, they set it up nicely.
And then we got Into the Spider-Verse 2 trailer. Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, we saw a little bit of that
which is also Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, that's right. She's doing a lot, man. Yeah. So and MCU. She's like Tom Holland.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That I think we need more on that trailer, but I think more stuff will come out as the release date for the second movie.
Well, I mean, they still got 8 months to go, so
exactly.
No, 10 months to go.
Yeah, so the closer they get, the more stuff will come out.
Yeah. No, but I'm excited for this. Can't wait for more. All right, I think that's it for this week.
Yeah, well, I'll talk to you guys next time.
All right.